Ares is the god of war, one of the 12 Olympian gods, and the son of Zeus and Hera. In literature, Ares represents the violent and physical untamed aspect of war, which is in contrast to Athena, who represents military strategy and generalship as the goddess of intelligence. Although Ares embodied the physical aggression necessary for success in war, the Greeks were ambivalent toward him because he was a dangerous, overwhelming force that was insatiable in battle. Though a son of Zeus and Hera, the king and queen of the gods, Ares was just as unpopular among the Olympians as he was among the Greeks. The famous scene from the Iliad: Ares returns from battle, groaning and whining about his injuries. But this empty bid for pity does not work on Zeus, who loses patience and tells Ares, "For all to hear, most hateful to me art thou. Of all gods that hold Olympus forever, is strife dear to thee? In wars and fighting thou hast the unbearable, unyielding spirit of thy mother, even of Hera, her can I scarce control by my word." Ares was usually selfish and cruel, but he would rise up to defend his mother Hera from Zeus and the other gods. In one tradition, for example, it was Ares who forced Hephaestus to free Hera after he had bound her in a magical chair. In another story, Hera was jealous of Leto when Zeus impregnated her with Apollo and Artemis, so she sent Ares to make sure that Leto was driven away from every land in her search for a place to give birth. Though hated by most of the gods, Ares did have the love and favor of Aphrodite, goddess of beauty and erotic love. Aphrodite was married to Hephaestus, but she much preferred the handsome and strong Ares to the crippled and disfigured smith god. Possibly the most famous myth involving Ares, colorfully narrated in the Odyssey, relates to his affair with Aphrodite. One day, the sun god Helios happened to observe Ares and Aphrodite having sex in Hephaestus. Helios rushed away to tell Hephaestus, and the crafty husband soon conjured up a scheme to ensnare the two. Using his great skill, Hephaestus fashioned a net so fine it was essentially invisible and placed it in his bed. The next time Ares and Aphrodite were enjoying each other's company, Hephaestus sprang his trap, catching the two in the act. Adding insult to injury, Hephaestus invited the entire pantheon to witness what he had found, while the goddesses refused to come, claiming modesty. The male gods eagerly attended and laughed heartily when they saw what Hephaestus had to show them. Poseidon alone sympathized with the humiliated Ares and pleaded with Hephaestus to release him. Ares and Aphrodite were famously jealous, and sometimes unjustly punished their rival lovers. For example, after Ares slept with Eos, the goddess of dawn, Aphrodite cursed Eos to be forever in love with someone else. And when Aphrodite fell in love with Agnes, Ares turned himself into a boar and gored the young man to death. For the Greek majority, that idealized restraint above aggression, Ares stood as a warning against the dangers of unchecked passion and thoughtless action. Tellingly, Ares had followings among the Spartans and Thebans, warriors renowned not just for their skill and aggression, but also for their eager glorification of war.